Before you watch this video, if you like watching gaming videos, I would like it if you could fill in a YouTube gaming activity survey in the hopes to generate a satisfying conclusion that I'll end up making in another video. So if you could do that, that would be great. Thanks!
Hi, I'm KB.
I feel like this video is sort of a long time coming. I mean, I've been in the dark about it. I haven't talked about it much except in comments to other people, but I think now is time to finally shed some light on it. I've seen the term being thrown around, so here we go. The concept of selling out. I've recently seen Boogie and Mr. Repsion make the same kind of video as this, so if you want to hear what they have to say, then check the links in the description. Now, from what I can already gather, it's not necessarily the dedicated fans that do this sort of thing. You know, the people who understand that you have a real life and there's maybe things going on and you can't reserve a huge overabundant amount of time into this hobby you have, because they know that a person is free to make their channel whatever they want it to be, and if they don't like it or if they get bored of the content, they'll just unsubscribe. It's like if you bought shaving razors for a long time and used them, and then you felt, oh, I want to switch to electric razors instead. You would stop buying the normal razors. So there you go. There's nothing wrong with that at all, because that sort of stuff doesn't relate to them anymore. And I don't think people are entitled to say things like, we're the reason for your success, because I don't know, my motivation, my efforts, my creativity, my personality, they all play a big part into that as well. You may think this has nothing to do with selling out, but really, it's usually the same kind of people who say this sort of stuff. So if you have an ad at the beginning of your video, you're a sellout. First, let me get a good definition of the term sellout, and that has nothing to do with tickets all gone from a venue or anything. So, Urban Dictionary isn't the most accurate source of information, but this definition itself comes straight from a free dictionary source, but this has to expand on more to make it an Urban Dictionary point. So, it basically says, sellout, one who betrays a cause for personal advancement. Sounds like the Hunchback of Sparta. It also expands itself to say, like the popular definition allows it to be used as an insult towards anyone in show business. On the contrary, there are many bands which are considered sellouts which are not. For instance, Green Day. They're considered sellouts because they are a punk band who was popular on MTV, yet, this is the kicker, Green Day never stated that they would never be on MTV, thus they are not sellouts in that sense, and thus not sellouts in a sense that, you know, they've got these beliefs and they didn't really go against anything which people claim them to go against. So you see, it's not just up to the viewer to declare that they're a sellout just because they got more popular or are accepting a sponsorship. It has a strict definition which you can't just modify to suit your bitter and shallow preferences. But I feel when people see an opportunity that makes them possibly bigger and richer at the same time, or not at the same time, and doesn't let them betray any of their beliefs and lets them stick to their guns, then I don't believe that's selling out. I just believe that's an opportunity that people are willing to take. I do partially understand people's worries because you hardly ever know when people are saying things just because it's popular and makes people throw their tinfoil hats in the air in amazement. But it's more down to if you trust someone that you've known for a long time. Like, I'm someone who isn't willing to bend over for the higher cause to spank me. I mean, I hate table manners, most of them. I think that swearing is a dated concept and it's more down to context instead of words you say. And I think that everyone has a right to be offensive. It's all down to free speech. And authorities are sellouts in... How many fingers am I holding up now? How many points? I think that authorities in themselves are sellouts for their use of double standards. If you don't know any more than what you see on your computer monitor about someone talking about something that's popular, then don't make these silly conclusions because it can make you naive and or hot-headed. Repsion explained that he puts ads up that he finds interesting and hopes that people would find interesting as well. And for people to still call him a sellout is kind of ridiculous as well as hypocritical because people are overly silent about the YouTube monetization ads that people already have and is very common on this site. And I feel like this is kind of a better option because really it's more beneficial to the viewer. It's a win-win. Take that win-win. It may seem like only douchebags say win-win, but it's true. Just say no if you don't want in. So I'm going to tell you what my conditions are for putting ads that people ask me to do in my videos and such. Because if people are going to ask me about these certain things and if people are confused, I can always redirect them back to this video. So, First, I have to relate to that product or take some sort of interest in it. Any company is welcome to ask, but I don't mind. But I also have to feel like sharing it as well. If I'm ever asked to review or talk about a game, I have to be free in what I want to say. I have to be honest. Even if there is a game coming out and I'm asked to talk about it or whatever, and it comes out and it's bad and disappointing, I can't really be to blame for that because really I had nothing to do with development and I just thought it looked interesting. Same conditions apply if I'm doing a TV show, whatever. People have come to me asking me to promote a growing channel and I've just turned it down because really I don't think that Star Wars with cats is a very refreshing idea. And second, I'm not going to have an advertiser structure my videos so that I can speak their language. My subscribers like me for me, not for you. I don't mind if you tell me to say something along the lines of, but I need to advertise it. I mean, that's what I'm there for. I shouldn't put my content on hold for anything like this, because if I haven't mentioned it already, selling out is a concept that is more of an issue to the person themselves than anyone else, because they're pretty much lying to themselves. I could be in an advert and abide by their rules. I don't have a problem with that, you know, their house, their rules. But, you know, if I'm ever in a Calvin Klein advert, that doesn't make me a sellout because really, I have no problem with Calvin Klein. But yeah, I'm not trying to be uptight about all this. I mean, I'm not trying to scare any advertisers away. I just want my channel to be whatever I want it to be. I mean, selling out in itself is just abandoning that. At the end of the day, like Boogie explained, YouTube doesn't always pay enough, and so people resort to other things like this sort of advertising stuff. It's a free system, and it's not always a fair system, so people play whatever game it wants them to play. So really, don't blame them. People resort to Patreon, ad sponsors, the works, and just because it's a hobby doesn't mean that it can't be a job. It's more of how it can be a job, in a sense, of really getting a job to earn enough. People who declare what you do with your money are the same ones who still don't understand that charity is a free system also. Nobody should be deciding what people do with their money that they want to pay to someone else. Adblock is a free thing to use, and I don't want to be the kind of person that says please turn the ads on, because I want to leave it up to the person to decide who they want to support. On a last note, just like certain people I've talked to, don't think that calling someone a sellout is an opinion. It's not. It's a label, a declaration. Do you think it's okay to call someone a rapist because it's your opinion? No, it's very damaging because they might not be. Well, most likely not be. So I hope you enjoyed. I want to be free to remind people to like, subscribe, share if they want, and also follow my Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch, and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Lights out.
Tabloid. Actually, the person behind this has got a message for you, so watch this.
Oh, hello! I did not see you there, despite putting the camera up ready for me to do all those poses.